And coming in live from Karaganda in Kazakhstan. We are here with the 29th edition of ESL Pro Tour Open Cup Asia Division. I am your host Yaku of Zaku, and with me today I have La Pastora, que es allergica a la pasta. Light_VIP. How we doing, Light?
What did you just say?
You heard me. It's may have been the first time where I got tripped up on. I got tripped up and I had to restart.
It is.
I
What's up, Yaku? We are here with another week of ESL Open Cup Asia, and just like how we like to start these off, we have a bit of a C player here.
I thought you were gonna go into we have a team kill, but yeah, that's how we usually like to start. The sacrifices have to be made, and yeah, I guess if we'll load on in, we can get started off where we go off. We're in the Pillars of Gold. That's where we are. Had to get my bearings after the Spanish intro for that one. In the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner of the map, we have the Red Protoss player. Coming out all the way from the land of Vietnam, our only Vietnamese player tonight. So if you are looking for Vietnam to go forth, and this is your guy. He is going to be representing Archangel Gaming, the Archangel of Law himself. We have JusticeSimon.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Pillars of Gold LE, we have the other player also representing Archangel Gaming. He is the Korean Terran player, Control.
So if JusticeSimon is the Archangel of Justice, what is Control? Archangel of Hype? Of Korea?
I guess so. I guess that makes the most sense. In your mind, is JusticeSimon, is he a lawyer or is he a judge?
That's a good question. Because in my mind, JusticeSimon is it's pulling a supernatural. He's an actual angel who came on Earth and has to solve crimes or something. And then he has to team up with the Max.
In my mind, he's like an angel fallen, right? Oh, nice pick off there. But he's also like Judge Dredd.
He takes matters into his own hands.
Yes, exactly. That's why he's the fallen angel.
It's the will of the heavens.
Exactly. But speaking a little bit about like the actual players here instead of our fantasy.
Instead of the fanfic that we're trying to pitch
what we
CW.
Yeah. We'll get it through.
Need someone to replace Arrow.
Yeah, like I'm pretty excited to see JusticeSimon as one of our players from the region signing up this week, because typically, you know, we've seen like Demi or even Miyamiko sign up in the past, but here we have
and we're a little bit lacking in terms of those sort of oceanic representation tonight. We've got a decent selection. We've got, you know, Probe signed up. I think Joey signed up representing Laos. But yeah, it's a little bit underwhelming considering in these past couple of weeks, you know, we've had players like Demi and Miyamiko really step things up.
Yeah, I would say the other one is probably Oreo as well. He's been playing, and I wish that he had signed up today. He was streaming earlier actually, but it does seem like something came up, so he couldn't sign up this week, unfortunately. And like honestly, my eyes are on JusticeSimon right now because we've been casting a lot of him like in GPO, and he's been getting better and better.
He very much so has. He really shocked a lot of us by coming in third place in 2 GPOs ago, if I'm not wrong, taking out the likes of, I believe, Gogo Joey, if my memory serves me.
He 2-0'd, right?
Yeah, I believe he did 2-0 Gogo Joey at one point.
Yeah, that was
a double elimination format, so Gogo Joey eventually came back in. But yeah, that was a pretty impressive feat coming out from our Vietnamese boy.
Yeah, like even this last GPO, even though he did end up losing to Miyamika, like he looked really good against Miyamika regardless. Like it feels like there's been a lot of hype around JusticeSimon recently.
It definitely has, but we have a little bit of a caveat to Nightlight, and that's how many Terran players has JusticeSimon really faced? And how many Terran players on the level of Control, the #1 hype man, Korea, who is really kind of trying to give his all in these next couple of months. He is starting to enter the military fairly soon. So, yeah, he's definitely pretty hungry to show in a couple of results before he has to leave.
Yeah, definitely. When you ask, like, how many Terrans does JusticeSimon face on a regular basis? Yeah. 1, Azure. It's just Azure, and it's kind of hard to gauge the level of certain players against each other when they aren't from the same region and they don't play too much against each other. So that's why I'm really excited to see how these guys shape up, how Control and JusticeSimon compare to each other. And as you said, Control, he has already announced that he's going to the military in a couple of months. He really wants to like make a name for himself.
He does. I don't think he expects to win a Open Cup Asia, but at least try to get some results. Ooh, very nice blink. Ooh. JusticeSimon losing a couple of probes there, but managing to keep most of the Stalkers alive. And now this is one thing that I'm gonna have to give you a bit of a hard time for, Control. Where's the armory there?
You really want that to work?
No, it does work, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it does, to be fair. And yeah, so far, JusticeSimon, he had really good defense against the Widowmines. At the same time, Control was able to scout. The Blink was a thing, and oh, the Liberator! And oh, no, the probes are following the Stalkers!
That's gotta be a bit of a mistake, but it might actually not be. JusticeSimon may be trying to build a couple of structures, a couple of, not warp towers, the other one, shield batteries here. But you generally
Yeah, it's quite possible, but we can see that they are. Okay, send them back. He notices.
I think he may have. Yeah, I think he may have accidentally grouped them up when he had to defend against the mines, and so we kind of see its effect going down. So JusticeSimon going for that offensive blink this time.
Ooh.
But Control is already prepared for it.
Yeah. It's always a shame when you scan and you just don't get the observer. So it did survive the scan, and as we just saw, recall was just used, so it isn't available just in case JusticeSimon needs to use it later on.
Shade right there. Did manage to shave off a little bit of health on the tank, draw a little bit of friendly fire. But yeah, taking out a bunker, that's not too bad for JusticeSimon, assuming he continues to warp in. The observer does get taken care of though. Yeah, nicely done. Nice pick off there. It did take 2 scans, but regardless, that is gone, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for JusticeSimon to blink into the main base. And so far, like this defense has been pretty good for Control. Yeah, he's continuing to ramp it up right now. Bunker in that main base, trying to get a turret up in case there are any DTs or in case he has to deal with any wayward observers here and there. I do not see JusticeSimon breaking this, and Control continuing to build up behind it.
Yeah, and I think JusticeSimon, he also knows that he can't break this, as he also is getting a 3rd base as well as all that tech as well. So yeah, he does have a plan B behind this. This is just to contain his opponent and, you know, keep him on 2 bases for as long as he can.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this was how JusticeSimon played in that mythical G Grand Plebis Open that we all got really hyped for. Control started to push out now. Does have a very healthy bio count as well as a lot of tanks. JusticeSimon really blinking like his life depends on it, because it kind of does. That's the bulk of JusticeSimon's army right now. If you look at the army supply difference, I think JusticeSimon may have just teched up a little bit too quickly here.
Yeah, as we can see in the production tab, like JusticeSimon, he's being very greedy in terms of tech. Storm, 1-1, Zealot legs, everything is on the way, so he needs to buy time for that to kick in. And so far, the Blink Whacker is okay, like he's slowly chipping away at the army, but Control, he is not stopping.
One thing we'll really have to look out for are those High Templar. None of them have been warped in just yet, one of them coming down, but it still does take a little bit of time for the energy to really bank up to be able to get that Storm out. And that's really the only thing JusticeSimon can hope for at this point.
Yeah, definitely. That's the big thing, right? Only 1 High Templar has been warped in so far. So there's not going to be too many storms, maybe 2, depending on how long it takes. But yeah, so far Control, he has a position here. He takes out a gateway, not really applying too much more pressure, just establishing himself here. And I do like this double drop coming out as well.
He's trying to set up a multi-prong. JusticeSimon trying to set up a bit of a flank here, it seems.
Ooh. Yeah, either a flank or he's trying to catch reinforcements, trying to meet up with the army. But there are no reinforcements, right? The drop is going all the way on the outside of the map.
This is a multi-prong if I've ever seen one, Light. I can see it so clearly, and it hasn't even happened yet.
Exactly. It's gonna be such a big brain move if somehow that drop to the side manages to like snipe the High Templar or something. Like that'd be insane. But we'll see what he manages to get done here.
A little bit of a pickup into the main base here. Depowers the Robo Bay. And that's why the valuable production buildings coming out for JusticeSimon. JusticeSimon does come into the flank and does have a nice storm. That's why I should take out all of the tanks. But the storm's not quite landing on that bio that he wanted. Meanwhile, the double drop is coming in here and punishing that third base.
Oh yeah, he's actually trying to focus down the Nexus. I don't know if he's going to be able to focus it down. It looks like he will.
Here, and the Nexus goes down. A hot pickup behind that. Control is not really... I don't think he's going to be able to keep these alive, but the damage has already been done. Takes out a Nexus and a lot of production buildings as well. A gateway, 2 gateways, 3 gateways, now I think about it, as well as a Robo facility.
Wow, yeah, and oh, that drop does get taken out, and like honestly, that was pretty good. Like I was a little bit concerned because Control wasn't going for probe kills, and went for the Nexus, but because he got the Nexus, it was worth it, and even gets a couple more probe kills here in the main.
It was. It's a little bit of a delicate balance that you have, right? When you really have to see, okay, how many Marauders do I have? Is it more worth it to take out the workers or the buildings? And Control, he was able to figure that out. He was able to just right-click on the Nexus, stim, and made sure that JusticeSimon was distracted enough with that other drop. And enough time to take it out.
Yeah. That was really nicely done, really punishing JusticeSimon there. JusticeSimon like putting his attention to the test as his entire army was drawn towards where the tanks were, and now like Control, he's continuing with these drops and he's taking up behind this, getting that EMP upgrade as well.
Does he have an armory? Not quite yet. No reaction from JusticeSimon. Not quite the best connections there, but still takes out about half of the probes that were there. Nice little bit of a quicker reaction this time coming out from JusticeSimon.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's a little bit of a shame that he had dropped that base earlier and killed probes earlier, so the probe count was like much lower, so there was less probes to die to the Widowmines. But regardless, good shots in the end, and Control, he is now here hitting that third base once again.
Indeed, he is, and I guess so long as the probes die, you're not too concerned when they die or how. Alright, looks like JusticeSimon will be able to deflect this. Oh, maybe overextending a little bit too much here, moving pretty far away from the shield battery range. And yeah, so JusticeSimon just retreats. Once again, just trying to bank up the energy on these storms, trying to get a stable economy up. The way that TVP works right now, Light, is I think JusticeSimon is behind, but it's going to be on Control to take advantage on that. And if he can't, then JusticeSimon is going to be able to stabilize and turn around.
Yeah, definitely. I think something that's really cool is that JusticeSimon, as he was defending here at his third base, he expanded and got a fourth at the same time. Like, it's really cool that he was confident enough to be able to do that, and it's something that he really needs to do because his third was dead for so long. Like, he was just on 2-base economy for so much longer that he needs to catch up in some way, and at the moment, I don't believe Control actually... Yeah, he hasn't actually spotted the fourth yet, so he doesn't know that that is being taken.
No, he does not. JusticeSimon just trying to prepare a little bit of a pathway here. Not really going for the attack yet, but, you know, setting it up. I do like the positioning here of this army. Going to be able to make sure that unless Control goes in by the very fringe bases, or the fringe openings, we won't be able to get much done. I was wondering what was killing these probes, and it seems like it's a Liberator.
Yeah, it was actually a couple. There was this one here in the main. There was one that went into the natural earlier as well. So, like, probe damage being done all over the place. Really nicely done by Control. And, like, as we see these Liberators, like, I love the composition that Control's going for. He has a lot of ghosts for EMPs. He's getting more and more libs as well. Has to be careful there.
This is gonna be that, not really a coin toss, but that high noon kind of draw. Who's gonna fire first? Is it gonna be the Storms from JusticeSimon or the EMPs from Control? And right now, it's anyone's game. These mine shots are hitting pretty nice, but JusticeSimon is able to split them up. Massive Doom Drop coming into the main. And there should just about be enough here in the fourth base to distract JusticeSimon. JusticeSimon, I do not think JusticeSimon, whether he recalls or not, I think that he's gonna lose. But this is a beautiful storm. Gets basically all the army in. And actually, JusticeSimon gonna be able to hold pretty well. I thought that Doom Drop was gonna pick him apart, but actually... Yeah, he knew exactly how to split his army. Nicely done by our Red Protoss player.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, that it's really impressive that JusticeSimon was able to...
Getting
Oh, the
vision
feedback
with
and the storms!
Luke. This is Break Brain Simon.
Wow, that was insane. And like the way that he was able to recall the exact amount so that he still had an army at that new base as well as his main to defend both at the same time was insane. I thought it was going to get picked apart, as you said, and no, he was able to stand strong against both attacks, and now he is finally on the offensive.
Time for the snowball. Control still has one silver bullet to him, and that is his EMPs, but he is gonna have to nail them so hard. The army supply just so far in favor of JusticeSimon right now. You really have to have either Control playing perfectly or JusticeSimon playing super imperfectly.
Yeah, and Control, like, just because of the supplies, he's struggling to split up his army. JusticeSimon attacking his 4th base and going into the 3rd at the same time. Nice EMPs.
Just about all of the Zealots there, but Zealots are still alive. Most of these High Templar are actually in the War Prism, keeping them alive. Nice split on the army that manages to mitigate the damage of the storm,
wow.
And somehow Control has taken this fight. GG is called. JusticeSimon, realizing that there's just way too much that didn't die there. A counterattack would kill him. Control gonna be taking game number 1. After a very back and forth game that we've just seen.
Yeah, that final engagement was just amazing to see. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but the northern army for JusticeSimon attacked a little bit too soon, and it immediately got EMP'd and dealt with. And then the southern army came in and also got EMP'd. Like everything was just EMP'd, and only one storm got off because of that. And yeah, Control, like he just had sick control.
I don't get it. Is Control good?
Yeah.
And that was just something to watch in. I was gonna say we've just played on this map, but no, we are actually going on to a different map that just has a very similar aesthetic to Pillars of Gold.
Yeah, it's the other one.
It's a Pillars of not gold. Alright, quick little break here. Control was asking, as unfortunately did not adequately prepare his Hydras, or his hydration.
Yeah, and I think this is a good opportunity to remind everyone to, of course, hydrate your Hydras, get some water, stay hydrated. You know, it's always important to do so. As well as you, Yaku, as well.
Yeah.
You know, for
I
casting,
know it's been raining and whatnot, but you're not going to be taking in the water via osmosis. Or maybe you can. No, wait, maybe you can. That's why when when they just when they submerge you in clean water, you don't have to drink for a while, because it's like osmosis. It keeps the body moist. But then after a while, the water gets dirty, so you have to clean it. My science could be incorrect here. I did not do well in chemistry back in the day, and I was not allowed to take biology. But you know what? I got a C.
I was about to say,
so
I don't think you can supplement drinking water by dipping yourself in a bath.
No, but that's because water isn't pure.
Okay. It has to be distilled.
I got a C in physics. And failed my other... I failed chemistry. And I wasn't allowed to take biology. I know what I'm talking about.
TMI, Yaku. TMI.
I know what I'm talking about.
It's fine.
No, but that's why when you're in the desert, they say wrap your head with a wet cloth.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of desert,
nice
we are loading in to one of the older maps, one of the eternal sandy maps.
It says it's been here for 2 seasons, but really, it's been here ever since Cloud Kingdom.
Exactly.
And speaking of being here ever since, we are now on the Eternal Empire. Ile. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. We have a red Protoss player. Coming down all the way from the land of Vietnam. He is going to be representing Archangel Academy. He is the Archangel of the Judiciary system. We have JusticeSimon.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Eternal Empire LE, we have the South Korean Terran player, also representing Archangel Gaming. It is Control.
#1 hype man Korea.
Damn straight. And honestly, Yaku, I wish I was talented.
That's me every day.
And I could create some kind of animation for what we're doing. I don't know, it's like, in all honesty, it seems like fun and something that like is a little bit missing from StarCraft. Like, you know, we have memes every now and then, but like, I don't know. I think I would enjoy like the Max Angel Chronicles with JusticeSimon and Neeb as like the commissioner and all this stuff, you know, like.
Yeah, I wish I could. I wish MS Paint had an animation aspect to it.
I don't. It would look awful. It would turn everyone off the idea.
But yeah, I think a lot of what I've been seeing quite a bit on is the memes where they kind of dub casters over other cartoons like The Simpsons and whatnot. And speaking of cartoons, nice little bunker build that we're seeing here from Control. Once again, this isn't designed to cancel that natural, but it is designed to be annoying as possible.
Yeah, it's designed to deny mining time, maybe kill some probes, but like mostly deny mining time and take a while to finally start getting your economy going here at the natural. So yeah, Control being a little bit annoying.
It's also a pretty good place just to have a little bit of a healing outpost for your Reaper, as they do heal while they're still in the bunker. So, you know, it's, if you really want to make sure that your Reaper can stay alive and get the scouting done, this is one way you can do it.
Ooh, and nicely done here. The Counter Adept tried to get that SCV that was making the CC, but it did jump in and hide within the orbital. And yeah, they're both kind of denying each other mining at each other's natural. Oh, loses a probe though.
Especially lose a probe, and Control actually keep not making an orbital command just yet. Going to be making use of the standard command center's not borrow, the other one, load feature.
Yeah. I don't know how worth it is to keep a single SCV alive to delay the orbital, but I mean, you know, it works. It's definitely something that you can do. I guess
it depends on what you're going for, what kind of build you're going to be going for. If you don't mind delaying your economy for a bit, you know, if you're going for something that's a lot more early damage based, like a sort of mine drop, I suppose you can get away with it.
Yeah, and like talking about the openers and the builds, like it does seem like both players, for the most part, are going for pretty similar openers. We have Blink as well as those mines.
And we are gonna have to see how this gets done. Now, JusticeSimon did have a pretty good defensive setup in the previous game, but not quite adept enough, should I say. That's not meant to be a pun on adept, so that would sort of been terrible there, but you know. Yeah, not quite there, and did end up losing a couple of probes, but yeah, very quick reactions from him either way.
Yeah, I think in the end, his Widowmine defense was good to start with, but as the game progressed, like, Control just didn't stop, right? Whether it was the Widowmines or Liberators or drops in general, like, he just kept going, and we'll see how things go here in the beginning of the game.
The mines will burrow in now, and that's actually quite a bit of damage being thrown down. Where is that third mine? I think it may have been taken out. Yeah, it was taken out somewhere.
Yeah, all three of them landed in the main base. Sorry, in the natural. Yeah, and that third one was the one that got the big shot, but also got taken out in the process by the Blink Stalkers.
I mean, 5 probes and some scouting.
Yeah.
Not too bad for Control. But you know what would have been better light? JusticeSimon, he's getting an observer now. That observer would not be out 2 seconds earlier. You know what could have happened? The mines could have rearmed.
I'm just saying, I don't know if getting an armory delays the mine drop in general. I mean.
Oh, it actually doesn't.
I don't know how the math works out
because
on
it's one.
Oh.
You get your 3 mines, and then you get your medevac, and then you should have enough gas to still get that armory. It may delay your add-ons. I haven't really experimented with that quite yet. But yeah, you actually do have enough resources to get that armory and have it finish up by the time your medevac hits your opponent's side.
Okay, and so far we do have the Liberator here, stuck in the corner, wasn't able to quite sneak into the main base. Stalkers on either side, ready to blink at the moment's notice. And we already see JusticeSimon starting to switch things up, getting that robotics facility.
I remember this build, Light. It's not that common nowadays, although I think it may be getting a little bit of a resurgence, but this is a triple Nexus Robo Bay with charge and +1 coming out. This is JusticeSimon really saying, I know that you're going to want to push out. I'm not really doing a lot of pressure. I'm giving you as much time as possible to get whatever you want. Is it going to matter in the end, though? Because I'm going to have either Disruptors or Colossus out, and I'm going to have +1. Your call, my dude.
Yeah, I would imagine that, especially with extended thermal lance, there we go. We have confirmation that it will be Colossus. I mean, we've talked about it before, how like charge dots and disruptors don't really work well together. But even though we say that, sometimes Protoss players do go for that anyway. So it's like we're kind of stuck scratching our heads. But
a handful of Protoss players who are just really good at being able to control click their chargelets and sort of leashing them before they go too wild. And that's not something that's easy to do.
Yeah. Definitely. And yeah, we do just see JusticeSimon going for those Colossus. Meanwhile, Control, he is going for his push. I don't believe he has scouted too much of what JusticeSimon's composition is going to be, but at the same time, it does seem like there's only going to be one Colossus for the defense here when this hits.
For Control, we're going to have to see how well he can really sort of make use of his Marauders here. Because that is the unit that you want to make use of when you're facing this kind of build from a Protoss player. Nice pickup here with the tanks, getting him to the high ground real quick. And this is a pretty effective siege position, if I do say so myself. Thermal Lance not quite done yet, so JusticeSimon cannot fight this just yet.
Yeah, but he's going for it. He does activate the shield battery overcharge as well, but the Colossus taking
it. Control actually target firing the tanks on top of the Colossus, not letting the Immortal, not wasting the shots of the Immortal, essentially.
Yeah, and it also goes to show how good that shield battery overcharge was, because if it wasn't activated, I do think the Colossus would have gone down. So just able to stay alive, and we'll see if Control ends up overstaying his welcome a little bit, because the further this goes on, the better it is for JusticeSimon to get like more reinforcements.
Well, I was gonna say I think Control is definitely gonna get this third base, but honestly, I'm not too sure anymore right now.
Yeah, now there's the second Colossus.
Is now out, and one of them is almost down! JusticeSimon, you gotta relax, my dude! And these tanks do not know what to fire upon. Very good use of the shield batteries, keeping that Colossus alive, and now this has been deflected, but as you said, natural mining time has been delayed, targeting down this Robo Bay, and this is gonna be the money shot here.
Wow.
And he does manage to take it out. Only 2 Colossus right now, and that is not... I mean, 2 Colossus, they're good, but one of them's already injured, and you really want at least 3 Colossus if you're going to be fighting Marine Marauder Medevac.
Exactly, like Control, he did end up losing his army outside the third base, but that drop was totally worth it, especially since he was able to escape with some of it sniping that robotics bay and hindering, stopping, completely shutting down the Colossus production. And that kind of gives Control some breathing room, you know? I don't think JusticeSimon is going to push out with only 2 Colossus.
He is going to be trying to do some run-bys here with these Zealots. Okay. You know, so he doesn't want to have too much of them. Zealots, they're a really good unit on their own, but they don't scale particularly well. You do want to have that sweet spot when you have your main army.
Yeah, definitely, and they will be going around for defense. It does look like Control does have a sensor tower, so he should be prepared once it does try to get into the third base, if at all. Maybe he just has it to keep an eye on the fourth base timing.
That was too much of an overcommitment there, JusticeSimon, or was it? Control not going into that natural base. Alright, that was actually a really good move.
That medevac is in a really rough position now. It's going to be difficult to escape, especially since there's an observer there keeping an eye on it as well. But we'll see. We'll keep some tabs on it, see if it manages to get away. Meanwhile, JusticeSimon, he actually didn't remake that Robo Bay, instead going for Storm instead.
You gotta. I think that's definitely the right call to make here. Control, he is starting up his Viking count, and to be fair, when you get into the later stages of a TVP, you do want both Ghosts and Vikings, but at this stage of the game, you have to prioritize one over the other. And JusticeSimon, he knew what Control was going to go for.
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned. I hope Control doesn't overmake Vikings, especially since Colossus production has completely stopped, right, as we were saying. So we'll see how many... that's a lot already. For 2 Colossus, when one's almost dead as well. I hope he stops soon.
I think he is under the assumption that Control or JusticeSimon is going to be rebuilding that. Now, if JusticeSimon goes for a more robo-focused army, with Stalkers or Immortals, then the Vikings can actually work out pretty well, as they do a lot of bonus damage against mechanical units. And there are a lot of Stalkers in this army, I'll give him that.
Oh yeah, and the thing that I do like that is kind of a byproduct of this is that the High Templar are in the War Prism, and that War Prism can be vulnerable to these Vikings as well.
I think there should be enough Vikings right now to one-shot a War Prism. Okay. High Templar do manage to land, and a lot of these Storms are landing on top of these Vikings, and now they are starting to get taken out. One of the Colossus have been taken out with them. Yeah, the rest of them are still kind of struggling. We do see that run by finally making its way into that third base. Takes out a lot of supply depots and wasting a lot of mining time here. Actually getting a lot of SCV kills.
Yeah, a lot of SCV kills, 13 SCVs gone down, and again, a lot of those Vikings were kind of hindered in that fight. There is still one Colossus though, so these Vikings are still useful, but a lot of SCVs went down, and JusticeSimon, he's trying to push into the natural.
And he is making his way right now. This is such a choke point though, and it's kind of hard to make use of for either side of the players. Control really having a very nice concave, but I think the damage may have already been done. The writing is just kind of on the wall. A lot of Marauders have been made for those Colossus, but now the Zealots are really starting to clean them up. GG is called. JusticeSimon gonna be tying up that series sideways 1-1. Triple Nexus Colossus. It's a live build, let me tell you.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that Triple Nexus Colossus, it did seem like Control was doing really well against it. Like, that push at the third base was so well done. Again, like, maybe a little bit more focus fire, or, if that shield battery overcharge was delayed, like, if that first Colossus fell earlier, then maybe things could have snowballed. But, yeah, again, a lot of it came down to Control not really knowing what JusticeSimon was transitioning into, just assuming that he was continuing with Colossus tech, right? Like there were a lot of Vikings there, and he didn't really have what he needed to deal with the storms.
I feel like in that final engagement at JusticeSimon's fourth base, it was kind of like one of those Osu things where if Control was able to hit it just right, then JusticeSimon would have just collapsed and died. It was kind of like those pressure points on a log of wood, right? Where if you just thump on it, it falls apart. But yeah, that was a very small window that Control had. He needed to do a lot of things in order to take advantage of that. Take out the Warp Prison before it could get taken out. Make sure that the Vikings are firing on the Colossus and whatnot. And in the end, we kind of see JusticeSimon taking advantage of that. And speaking of taking advantage of that, we are now on to the Aura of Death, otherwise known as the Death Aura Light. You come for my Death Aura. I am the Lich King, after all. And the top left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the top left-hand corner of the map, we have the Red Protoss coming down all the way from the land of Vietnam, our only Vietnamese player tonight. So if you are looking forward to having some Vietnamese representation in, he's your guy. Representing Archangel Gaming Academy, or Archangel Academy, he is the Archangel of Judges. JusticeSimon.
Do logs have pressure points?
Well, I mean, like, you know what I was talking about.
I understand. I understand. And sporting in the bottom right-hand corner of Death Aura LE, we have the South Korean Terran player, also representing Archangel Gaming. He is Control.
I'm just relieved you let me off the hook for my Kel'Thuzad. Hello.
Why did you bring it back? Is the real question I'm asking right now. Because I was willing to let that go, and you keep going. Stop. Oh god. I didn't even know you were trying to do a Kel'Thuzad.
I was just trying to do a creepy old man, and I was like, ah yes, the aura of death, kind of like the Lich King, am I right? That's something that Death Knights have, right? The aura of death.
They do. They do have a death. They have multiple auras actually.
They activate it and they stand on one thing, and everybody takes 10k damage.
That's sure. I love hearing you try to speak about a game that you've never played.
Watched many WoW Crendor Machinimas.
There you go. There you go. And ooh, kind of interesting here. We do have coming out from JusticeSimon. Do you think he's gonna go for a Blinkstalker? Yeah, this is very quick.
To be fair, JusticeSimon did go for that Twilight Council in game number 1, but not before a second or third gateway coming out. Definitely not before his warp finished up. Oh,
and Control is doing something that maybe you're gonna favor. We do have that armory being hidden in the main base.
I love it, Light. I love it quite a lot. Now, is he gonna be going for a? He's going for a siege check first. Yep, just trying to get some defenses up really quick. That good old safety tank. Now, I'm a little bit worried right now, Light, because when you get the armory and when you get that tech lab, you can go one of two ways. Oh no, but he did get a tech lab, didn't he? So he's getting drilling claws.
Oh, okay, interesting. Because I was about to say, like, we could have one of two things, right? Either like Hellbats or Widow Mines. And because of the tech lab, because there isn't a reactor there we go. Drilling claws is on the way.
He realized that JusticeSimon, he has like a little bit of a delay when his reacts, kind of like reacting to ping almost, and Control. Gonna try to minimize that as much as he can. Take as much advantage. I see it so clearly, Light. I can't even speak right now. I can't even speak.
We'll see. I mean, regardless, JusticeSimon, he is going for that Blinkstalker opener, and Blinkstalkers, they do nicely in Widowmine defense. It does kind of depend on the positioning, depends on how many Stalkers you have, and of course, your reaction time. So, yeah, we'll see. As there's going to be a lot less reaction time, it's going to be a lot more unforgiving for JusticeSimon with these drilling claws, as well as the fact that they're going to be hidden. But in saying that, JusticeSimon, he is getting an observer.
He is. He's rolling it across the map though, which could spell a little bit of danger. You need to have it where it can detect your stuff.
Do you think we're going to be in a situation where he has to recall the observer? You're like, I see everything so clear. I know. I see the Matrix. I see how this game is going to play out. He's going to go in. The recall's going to go down. It's going to be too late. And 12 firms are going to die. 11, sorry, that is a magic number.
Hey, you always want. This is why you always hit the armory. His detection is definitely going to be a thing. We'll see. Simon's going to be a bit more aggressive with his blink.
Oh. Yeah, he does move out with his Stalkers and his Warp Prism, and as we were saying, like, this blink was a lot faster, a lot sooner than in the previous game, so yeah, that is because he's looking to be more aggressive, and that means, like, Control, it's cool that he's going for this opener, that he's sending these Widow Mines across the map, but that also means that he's not going to be at home, or not going to have everything at home for defense. You know what I really like coming up from
Control, though, like, he recognized early on that if he went for this, he's going to be opening himself up quite a bit, so he did get that tank, and he's leaving it in a pretty back position just for when things get ugly, making sure that it's not going to be easily sniped.
Yeah, is it too far back though? As it isn't really taking part in this. It's just the buyer trying to deal with the stalkers.
And the SCVs have been pulled. This does mean the control is getting a little bit desperate. Does reposition the tank, and another one has gone down. Medevac not going there just yet. 12 SCVs already taken out. JusticeSimon getting a lot of damage done here.
Oh yeah, with the blinks, he was able to snipe another Medevac, and there we. Now the control has dealt with everything on his side of the map. The drop is going into the natural.
Does also manage to see that there is a Robobay and 12 probes taken out just like that. He is going once again for that mine drop. I love it. Damage has been neutralized, light.
That it has, and we do have to be a little bit careful because, you know, there is an observer here, not quite in position to provide high ground vision, surprisingly. Oh, but he goes in anyway.
Curious as to how Control managed, or not Control, JusticeSimon had the vision for that. I think he did just seek and right the edge. He is now in, and this is getting deadly. The bio from Control getting a little bit caught amongst themselves here. And
yeah. And Control, he was being greedy. He had a third CC being built here in the main base as well.
He did. And I mean, Control, he got a lot of probe damage done on the other side of the map. That means he's a winner in my heart, but yeah, I think this is too much for him to deal with right now. GG is called. Oh.
And with that, JusticeSimon is able to take out his teammate, is able to serve.
I left my Bluetooth on. They were connected to my earbuds.
God damn.
And like that, JusticeSimon is going to be advancing, and we talked about it a little bit before we went live, light, but we were saying that the winner of this is going to determine what we're going to be casting for the rest of the evening, it seems. As JusticeSimon will go on to face Stats in a PvP.
Yeah, GG, JusticeSimon does take out Control, and yeah, Control, I love the opener that he was doing, like it worked well, but we were talking about it, right? Like that tank was incredibly far back. Yeah, it almost felt like the tank was in position for something like Adepts or something, you know, it was just not... It was very conservative, and as a result, it wasn't really taking part in the defense. He lost a lot of SCVs, and yeah, he was getting a third CC as well, thinking that he had defended and he could afford that. Like, it was, yeah, it was rough to say the least. But he killed 12 Forbes.
He killed 24 towards the end there.
Nice.
Here's why this build, it's amazing, but it has counters.
Yeah, it does. And we, as you were saying, our fate has been decided.
Oh, no.
Yahoo, it's that time.
It appears that our watch has only gone on vacation.
Yeah, and we're back into that PvP. Congratulations, JusticeSimon. He takes out his teammate and advances on to face the Korean Titan in Stats.